If you grew up in a narcissistic family and struggle with self-sabotage, you're in the right place because today I'm going to walk you through a two-step framework a woman we are working with used to overcome her self-sabotaging tendencies, so you can use it too. You'll learn what to do, how to do it, and Jennifer Perella, a therapist with 21 years of experience, will explain why this framework works. If we are just meeting, my name is Juliana. I'm a founder of Unfilteredd, and we help you overcome the effects of narcissistic abuse so you can heal and move forward with your life. The first step of this framework is to track the self-sabotage. This means paying attention to when it shows up, how it shows up, and why it shows up. To do this, keep a daily log divided into 3 labeled sections: when, how, and why. In the when section, write about the situation you were in. Things like where you were, who was involved, and what was said or done. In the how section, write what you did or felt the urge to do. For example, maybe you didn't speak up for yourself. Maybe you picked a fight with someone. Or maybe you gave up on something at the last minute. If you're ever unsure whether or not something counts as self-sabotage, try asking yourself the following question. Is this moving me closer to or further from what I actually want? If the answer is further, it's probably a form of self-sabotage. In the why section, write down what triggered the self-sabotage or the urge to do it. For example, this could be 1. Needing something because expressing your needs was never allowed. 2. Feeling hope because every time you got your hopes up, you were let down. 3. Making progress because success was often met with punishment. 4. Being seen because visibility used to mean becoming a target. 5. Receiving kindness or praise because it often came with strings attached. Or 6. Taking up space because growing up you were never allowed to. According to Jennifer, this first step is important because you can't interrupt or change a pattern you don't fully understand. Self-sabotage is often automatic. It happens so quickly and unconsciously that you may not even recognize it as sabotage in the moment. So, tracking the when, how, and why creates the space, clarity, and awareness needed for the second part of this framework. Catch and change the self-sabotage. This means going back to the why section of your log, studying your triggers, and making a conscious effort moving forward to catch the self-sabotage before you act on it. Then, once you catch it, change your response by doing something slightly different than you normally would. For example, if you catch yourself shutting down in a conversation, you might focus on staying present, making eye contact, or nodding to show you're engaged instead of completely withdrawing. Jennifer says this second step is important because it's where awareness turns into action. The first step, tracking the pattern, helps you understand what's happening and why. But this second step teaches you how to respond differently. In the beginning, these small changes might not seem like much, but when they're repeated consistently, they create real, lasting change in every single aspect of your life. But to be completely honest, this second step can be hard, because it asks you to do something different in the exact moment your brain is trying to protect you by doing what it's always done to feel safe: self-sabotaging. One thing that helped the woman we are working with through this step was identifying her common triggers and coming up with one small way she could respond differently to each one. For example, if she'd normally minimize or downplay a compliment, the alternative response she'd write down might be something like, just say thank you and leave it at that. Then she memorized a few of those new responses, so when self-sabotage crept in, she didn't have to think. The healthier response was already there, ready to use. You can try doing the same thing by asking yourself, what's one small thing I could do instead the next time this trigger shows up? Then write down as many ideas as you can and memorize the ones you feel would be the most effective for you. Now, as powerful as this framework is, using it without healing the part of you that learned to self-sabotage is like putting a bandage on a wound that really needed stitches. So in the next episode, I'll walk you through a complete guide to reparenting, so you can start healing the root cause of your self-sabotaging tendencies, not just the symptoms. And I'll link it here as soon as it's posted. Thank you for watching today's episode of the Unfiltered Narcissistic Families Podcast. If you found it helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. My name is Juliana Aiken, your guide to overcoming the effects of narcissistic abuse, and I can't wait to connect with you in a future episode.